and it's really a situation where everybody wins. I want to acknowledge that Pete Giordano is here with us, Marilyn Patterson with our Community and Family Resources Department, the director. Marilyn, who's just, were you there last night? Were you there last night at a Rhinos event? Marilyn, who's with the Housing and Neighborhood Development. Again, Marilyn is one of the experts in this building of making sure that people are aware of what's out there to help them. And ultimately, whether it's my salary, the staff's salary, these are taxpayer dollars. The whole goal of why we're being paid is to try to make sure that people take full advantage of what's available to them in their communities. So I really want to thank all of the city team. I don't think she's here today, but the Bloomington Volunteer Network is helping to recruit volunteer tax preparers for the community tax sites, and HAND and Bloomington Housing Authority are also joining in the effort to make sure everyone knows about this free community tax service and the available credits as well. You know, I'll be realistic, we all still have to pay taxes, but luckily the free community tax service is there to help, and that's good news for local taxpayers, their families, and the local economy. Thanks very much.
Well, first of all, I want to say Dolores and I, with the Internal Revenue Service, have traveled down from Indianapolis, where we're having a super day in Indianapolis. It's pretty exciting to be in Indianapolis right now because of all the hoopla around the Super Bowl. Big stages are going up. There's a zip line going up, and you can zip through Indianapolis, but you cannot drive through Indianapolis. Traffic is it's not fun. But Dolores and I came down here today to really thank all our partners, United Way, the City of Bloomington, the mayor, and all our different partners for what they do for the Earned Income Tax Credit, to get the message out about the Earned Income Tax Credit. IRS, as a national office, has kind of made today, January 27th, as the Earned Income Tax Credit Awareness Day. And we reach out to our partners and, you know, ask them, would you please, you know, join us in promoting this very, very worthwhile credit. And Bloomington has very graciously done this, and this is like there's at least 400 similar events going on across the country. And it's to get the word out so that these, so taxpayers, and I don't, you know, it's been very eloquently talked about the EITC and the benefits, so I won't go there, but I will say that from our standpoint at IRS, we are so appreciative of what our volunteers do to help taxpayers get their return done. We're so appreciative of all of our partners that offer their facilities for the sites, for the training, and what Bloomington down here does in Owen County, it's amazing. And anytime I have an opportunity, either Dolores or I have an opportunity to almost brag on what goes on down here in Bloomington, we do it because you guys do it. You do it right, and you really help your community so much. So we are very, very appreciative and glad to be here, and we look forward to a really great filing season. We always say in IRS we have a successful filing season, and I know that will that Bloomington will contribute to the success of this filing season. So I'm very, very appreciative of all you do down here. Thank you.
Well, first of all, I want to thank Samuel Johnson for his contribution. Let him know that his donation letter will be in the mail as soon as I get back to the office. Again, I'm Susan Rennie. I'm with Life Designs, as Barry said, the newest, oldest organization in the community. We're as a result of a merger of two local agencies, Options and Crystal. The merger brings together two organizations with complementary missions and values that since 1981 have provided services that enable people with disabilities to live, learn, work, and participate in their communities. And together, we plan to do so much more and are so excited to be part of this particular event. It's so fitting that we partner because the people that we serve, people with disabilities, are actually the largest minority in our country. 1 out of 5 people report having a disability. And yet their outcomes are the worst of any minority. They're 2 times more likely to live at or below the poverty level. They have the highest unemployment rate of any minority, and they have the lowest workforce participation rate. Housing for a person with disabilities takes up 113% of their income. Now, you guys figure out how that happens. So simple tax services won't fit into that already stretched budget. And people who receive certain benefits who have disabilities are faced with complex rules and regulations that make even the simplest form, the 990 easy, not easy. For example, many people don't realize that the Earned Income Tax Credit doesn't affect their eligibility for benefits, and so they may not even think about putting that in because they might be concerned that it would impact Medicaid, supplemental security income, food stamps, housing, or TANF, the way that they are able to make that 113% work. With this free community tax services, our customer will have access to great financial expertise on their limited incomes and access a resource like the Earned Income Tax Credit that they might not think they are eligible for. Life Designs is especially happy to be part of this year's rollout of the Mobile Tax Preparation Service. By being right at our offices, the people we support and the staff that we have that might be eligible will get tax help at a convenient and familiar location. Other sites, including the Broadview Learning Center, St. Paul Catholic Church, and Stonebelt, will be able to offer that same great access. And so we're excited to be part of it. We know our community here does wonderful things. This is one of them, and we're glad to partner with them.
Thank you, Susan. Thank you, Eloise. Thank you, Mayor Cruzan. You know, I think if you've been around for a while, you realize that there are 2 groups, really, who complain about taxes, men and women. And you know, as we think about the sorts of services that we can offer through the Free Community Tax Service, last year we've conducted a survey, and the overwhelming response that we got were 2 things we learned. One, that people valued that service. They enjoyed it, they are interested in coming back, and they found the experience helpful to them. The second thing we learned is that people are using their refund, whether it comes through EITC or just simply filing their taxes and getting that refund, for the things that we call the essentials, the basics, the things that Susan was talking about, housing, food. As Mayor Cruzan might have mentioned, the service is free. I think you mentioned that. This is an opportunity for you to come work with someone who is an IRS-trained volunteer, make sure that those taxes get filed on time, make sure that the refund that you are eligible for gets to you, including the Earned Income Tax Credit, and we encourage you, again, to take advantage of this service. This is something the Financial Stability Alliance has worked hard to make sure that we can provide for our community. We're grateful the fact that we have people like Melissa Britton who can help us provide these services in Spanish. We're grateful that we have so many sites that are willing to open up, provide space for us to come in as a mobile site, and so many places that are willing to have us come in and use their computers as a self-service site. This is, I think, a great year for the Free Community Tax Service. We encourage people to call 211 if they have any questions. Visit us at monroeunitedway.org/EITC. Again, I'd like to thank everyone for coming. I'd like to thank our friends at CATS for filming us today. And again, I encourage you to call if you have any questions. Thank you very much.